Welcome to our Diving into Calabrian Records, a case study presentation. I'm your presenter, Stephen Wendt. A little background about myself. I earned my master's degree in library and information science from Kent State University. I am the founder of RootsQuest, and I assist global clients with their diverse genealogical needs. Here is our agenda for our Diving into Calabrian Records, a case study class. First, we're going to go ahead and cover some basics pertaining to history, geography, and genealogy in Calabria. Then we're going to go ahead and cover my Calabrian case study with examples of the type of research involved and records that you may be able to apply to your own research. Calabria is located in southern Italy with 5 provinces, including that of Cosenza, Crotone, Catanzaro, Vibo Valentia, and Reggio Calabria. The capital of Calabria is Catanzaro, and as of this recording, Calabria has a total of 404 municipalities, known as Comunio in the Italian language. Some of the more populated areas include Acri, Catanzaro, Cosenza, Lamezia Terme, and Reggio di Calabria. This is a simplified timeline of Calabria's progression over time, beginning with the early modern period. Calabria was under Aragonese control by 1442, which passed over to Habsburg rule temporarily by the early 1700s. In 1735, Calabria was ruled by Spain, giving way eventually to its incorporation into the Italian Kingdom of Italy by 1861. Now, Italy officially became a unified state by the year 1870. For a much more in-depth English language resource on Calabrian history, you may wish to view a digital copy of Old Calabria by Norman Douglas. It is available digitally on the Family Search website. Now, Family Search is free. You just need a username and a password to sign up. Many researchers like to do a name search, which is certainly fine. It is important, though, to search for the place or location in question via Family Search's catalog, as not everything is indexed. To get to the catalog, choose Search at the top of the site and then Catalog. Then type the place name you're interested in, such as Calabria, and see what comes up. Also keep in mind that there may be some records that are viewable on their site, but have to be viewed from an LDS Family Search Center. Our Calabrian genealogy research is like a puzzle. Having a basic understanding of the history and geography involved can help us to better navigate our own unique Calabrian and Italian genealogical research in the pursuit of records. Now we will go ahead and give you a taste of what it is like to do genealogical research in Calabria, specifically in Catanzaro. My interest in learning more about my great-grandfather Pasquale Nicola Scorza sparked an interest in my Italian roots, specifically in the Catanzaro province of Calabria. In America, my great-grandfather went by his middle name, Nicola, or Nicholas. This is basically the original information that I had learned from the family, that Nicola was from San Pietro di Maggisano, or simply Maggisano, that has a current population of about 1,200 people. And Nicola had settled in Chicago and married my great-grandmother, Teresa Zucchero. They had 5 children that made it to adulthood. Although I already knew where exactly my great-grandfather originated from, which was from San Pietro di Maggiasano, his 1905 passenger arrival list was the first record that I found before diving into records back in the homeland. Had it not been passed down within the family as to knowledge of his hometown, thankfully it is listed as plain as day on this passenger arrival record. It lists Nicola, my great-grandfather's age, as 17 years old at the time when he immigrated to the United States, sailing out of Naples and arriving at Ellis Island in March of 1905. It lists his final destination as Chicago and his brother's name of Antonio, as whom he would be joining in Chicago. This neat find sparked an interest in going back further on my Scorza family line. The next step that I took was to search for records back in the homeland. I was able to find the birth records for San Pietro di Maggiasano on Family Search by typing the name of the comunio in Family Search's catalog. By doing so, I found a birth record, or atti di nascita, for my great-grandfather Pasquale Nicola Scorza. If you zoom in on the birth record, it lists Nicola's birth date of the 7th of July, 1887. He was from Maggiasano, and his parents' names were Domenico and Giuseppina Scorza. I was able to take the Scorza line back further in time a few more generations in these particular records. Featured in the Scorza family photograph taken in San Pietro di Maggiasano in Catanzaro are my great-grandfather's parents, Domenico, Giuseppina, and his siblings. By this time, my great-grandfather Nicola had already emigrated to the United States. And some other photos of the townspeople, in all likelihood, Scorza relatives as well. And a more recent photograph of San Pietro di Maggiasano that I was able to find on Wikimedia. Featured in this Scorza family photograph taken in Chicago in 1929 are my great-grandparents Nicola and Teresa Scorza. As mentioned before, they had 5 children that made it to adulthood. Recently, I had the opportunity to pay my respects to my Scorza great-grandparents in Chicago. It was the first time that I had had a chance to visit their place of burial. In this class, then, we had the chance to better familiarize ourselves with Calabrian history and geography. By doing so, we then pivoted to Calabrian genealogy, in which resources and records are digitized and available on Family Search. The mini case study featuring my great-grandfather Nicola Scorza provided an example of what it is like to do Calabrian family research, specifically in the province of Catanzaro. Thank you so much for joining us for the Diving into Calabrian Records, a case study presentation. If you have any questions or need research help, do not hesitate to reach out to me via email. Happy Calabrian Genealogy!